Hello and welcome to the Darren Smith Photography tutorials. Here is part 2 of the quick photographic tips to taking a good photograph, looking at several factors which affect your image. Previously we have looked at composition, colour and timing. Now we're going to look at light, scale and perspective. Light sources are incredibly important in photography, as these will also affect the timing of your shot. You must decide what you are looking for in your image. This video is shot using a light source in different places overhead. The ring binder is initially lit from the front, then moving to the left, and after that, moving ahead and to the right, showing the reflection of the light in the metal rings. The light then moves towards the back before returning to the distant left side, exposing a long shadow. Having the light source behind the subject can prove a challenge, however when done properly, it can have some fantastic results. Having a strong light source above the subject may be too harsh. For example, shooting in the midday sun does not produce good landscape photography, as it creates washed out colour areas and dark shadows which your camera will struggle to cope with. Waiting a few hours causes the light to change dramatically, providing a better chance of a balanced picture. A standard light bulb produces a yellowish tone, known as warm white, that our eyes naturally compensate for. However, a camera will clearly show this tonal change. You can clearly see the yellowish tone in this picture of a subway station. This can be altered in camera by using a photo editing package or a cooling filter. Fluorescent lighting has a similar effect by producing a greenish tint on photographs. The light around sunset and sunrise produces a range of naturally warm and pleasing tones that is due to the colour of the sky at these times. These two photographs show how much of an effect an hour has on the image as the sun sets. Placing familiar objects in your picture will give viewers a sense of scale and proportion. For example, people in this photograph of a desert scene allow the vastness of the area to be estimated, whilst a familiar object in the distance will give a perspective view of the scale and size of far objects. Shadow also gives us an estimate of the height of distant objects. Zoom lenses do more than make your images appear closer than normal. They play a pivotal role in setting the composition of your picture. Zooming out to the wider setting allows the depth of field to be increased, allowing more of the picture to be in focus and gives more three-dimensional depth to your shot. Zooming in reduces your depth of field and allows the perspective of the subject to be flattened out, making distant objects appear closer together. Perspective is the effect we see on a path which seems to narrow, or a railway track which appears to meet in the far distance. This effect is seen clearly in this path through a forest, as the path seems to end in a single point. It is also seen in this photograph of the Masjid Negara in Malaysia. This is quite useful as perspective gives a level of depth to the viewer of your picture. This is not always a good thing though. Tall buildings appear to be thinner at the top and may appear to lean backwards if a foreground object is missing. This can be very detrimental to a good image and can be corrected using photo editing software or specific shift lenses. A foreground object will also allow the appearance to be corrected, as the viewer will get a better sense of scale. Wide-angle lenses exaggerate perspective even more, as the light has to bend around the lens, adding to the distortion already there. Having some lines in an image will evoke different emotions. Lines give a sense of direction or voyage, as the viewer will follow the lines through your picture. Straight lines that converge into the distance give a sense of perspective, adding a three-dimensional element to your image. This can be seen in the image's opposite. Diagonal lines or a wavy path give a sense of travel and movement, producing a feeling of taking a voyage, as you can see from the image of this path. Curved lines simply add a gentle sway, evoking a feeling of relaxation when viewing a picture. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Please feel free to check out more at darrensmith.org.uk or on YouTube, Twitter or Facebook. Thank you for watching.